So with that, I'm going to show you the post I had in mind, something I wanted to talk to you about. Hey, Maria, nice to have you. So this is what I was referring to. Let me pull it up real quick. Here it is. And it's from my and Derek. And I very much appreciate his desire for help and reaching out for help and for compassion and understanding. And Derek writes, anybody ever consider hanging up the gloves and walking away from the business? And that's a tough thing to post and a tough thing to admit. And Derek, I very much applaud you for stepping up and saying, look, it's not working, I'm not happy, help me out here. And there's a whole bunch of great responses, some answers, some tips, and some say, yeah, of course, yeah, fuck it, I hate this business most of the time. Or I've quit and I come back, and some say, no, I love it, and it's awesome, and I bought monkey million properties, and it's good. The trouble is a lot of those comments are very specific to that specific person who posted it and not very helpful to Derek or anybody else who ever felt like quitting. So my goal for you today is to walk away with some practical tips and maybe a little bit of advice from someone who's been there more than once ready to quit. I mean, remember, I'm the guy who slept in a car, who lived in a car, who was homeless. So I know a thing or two about struggle and desire to quit. When that happened to me, when I woke up, and it was one of those kind of gloomy, hazy, unpleasant California mornings. They don't have many of those, but boy, this one was ugly. And it was a Saturday morning, and I was 2 years in real estate, struggling big time. I was broke, beyond broke. I got kicked out of a little room. I was renting a room inside the house, not even a whole house, but a room. And because I was behind on the rent, it was like $425 a month, very affordable. Didn't have that, got kicked out. I was living in ramen noodles, ramen, you know. So I lived in a big Cadillac. I had all my shit. I didn't have many things, but it was in the trunk of the car. Fortunately, the Cadillac DeVille is a big motherfucker. It's a big boat. It's a huge, huge car. So I fit almost everything in the trunk of the car, and I kept the rest in the office. And I would sleep behind, it was like a convenience store, liquor store in Pico Rivera. And one morning, I woke up, and you know, if you sleep, I don't recommend it, but if you have slept in a car, you know what I'm talking about. You wake up really sore, it's kind of cold, it's very unpleasant, and you're sore and tired and pissed off and scared, and there's this light coming in, and sometimes people staring at you, and it just sucks. And so I remember I put the radio on, and I'm just trying to kind of wake up, and I look over, and about 30 feet away, there's this bush. There's a homeless guy, kind of a drunken dude, right? Homeless, typical homeless with the push cart, taking a leak. And I'm looking at it and says, well, you know, things could be worse. I could be homeless. Wait a second. And that was the tipping point where I realized that the difference between me and that guy, very little. I had a car, he didn't have a push cart. Yes, I thought about quitting. I thought about throwing in the towel. Yes, I was this close. And everybody around me who knew about my situation, now there were not many people, nobody really knew that I was homeless, I didn't want to admit that. But people did know that I was struggling, because I occasionally had to borrow money, I occasionally didn't have enough money for gas just to go to an appointment. People said, dude, this is a bad time to be in real estate. These are hard times. You're stupid. Don't do that. Get out, get a real job, security, paycheck, convenience. But even during those times, there was something within me that it was a sense like, it's going to be all right, it's going to work out. I always had that. And this was not just the only time where I felt like quitting and I was ready to quit. But every time I trust my instinct, things do work out. So let me just establish that as a premise that I know what it's like to be at the point where you're just feeling like this sucks. So let's take apart, why do people quit? There are only two reasons people quit in real estate. One, those that made enough and they're happy. I'm still waiting for that phone call saying, Borino, I got a problem, I'm making too much money, please help me. That's just, it hasn't happened yet, I'm still waiting. Most of the people quit because they struggle and they're not making enough cash. So those of you who have enough and they're ready to quit, we're not going to address that. But let's focus on the real problem. My expertise, one of the things I'm pretty good at, I'm not a genius, I'm not very good at many things, but I am good at taking something complex and make it simple, simplifying. For those of you guys who did our first coaching session on the path last, when was it? Wednesday. That was a good simplification session, wasn't it? So let's simplify it. Let's analyze what is really going on. If Derek and anybody else who is in a tough spot, which I know you can be and I understand, and many times it's not your fault because there's just so many distractions, so many things you got to do, so many shiny objects to chase. Why are you not making enough money? What's the reason? So let's look at it from a business perspective. From the business perspective, majority of the agents, and I suspect if you're one of them, is because you don't have a system to generate leads. You're not getting enough leads. That's the reason, from the business perspective. Now, let's take it a step further. So why are you not generating enough leads? Well, you may say, well, I don't know how. I call bullshit. I think if you just go on my channel on YouTube, you're going to get plenty of advice and tips and strategies and techniques and whatever you need to start getting leads. And many of you who have followed my advice, free advice you get on YouTube, or if you guys watching on YouTube, there's tons of stuff. I have 300 videos on YouTube. Majority of them are all about how to get business. And in addition to my videos, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There are workshops, resources, books. There's a Rockstar group. There's a bunch of other groups. There's plenty of information, too much information, really. So sifting through it and picking up the right one may be the challenge, but it's not about I don't know how. Okay? So it's not about information. You have plenty of information. I believe the issue is deeper. It goes deeper than not getting enough leads, because ask yourself this. So if you know, hey, if I talk to 10 for sale by owners, there's a good chance at least one will turn into a listing. If I hold an open house this weekend and I do it right and I pick the right house, I'm going to get 15, 20, 25 people. That's possible. If I get on the phone and I start talking to people, if I connect with my sphere, and there's 40 different ways you can generate leads. So not knowing what to do is not the real answer. It's a cap-out. It's an excuse. Why are you not doing the things you know generate leads? That's the next question. So here is the answer. Because it's uncomfortable and because you have to be out of your comfort zone to be able to do that. Fair enough. I give you that. It is not exactly my favorite thing to do to prospect, my favorite thing to do to talk to strangers. But guess what? The choice you got to make is, am I willing to do what it takes to succeed? Or am I willing to do what's comfortable? Writing blog posts, posting little Facebook ads. I'm not against any of that. I just don't believe that's the fastest, most efficient, easiest way to get you to your goals. And many of you have to learn the hard way, where you burn through some cash on Facebook, where you're writing your blog posts, you're doing those things that are comfortable and safe, but not very profitable. You're following the logic so far. So the reason you want to quit is because you're not making enough money. The reason you're not making enough money is because you don't have systems and you don't use the systems to generate leads. You need at least 3 or 4 good lead generation systems. They're out there. Buy mine if you want to. If you don't want to buy mine, it's fine. You can do it free. You can figure it out. There are ways. See, but here is what I believe is underneath all of that. You don't have enough drive. You say, well, BORINO, I'm broke. I'm hungry. I want the money. Not bad enough. Because you still believe, I'm going to attempt to draw a scale. Bear with me. So there is this, right? Okay? This is the discomfort you have to go through, and this is the payoff. This is still, in your mind, heavier, bigger, and it's scaling. So here's what I believe the real issues are. The real issues are you deep inside hold a set of beliefs, I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified enough, there is not enough, money is hard to come by. And the reason I know all these things is because that's what I was struggling with. Because I believe the real reason that's driving all the surface reasons is your mindset first and foremost. My mindset shifted when I was so miserable and so embarrassed, and it was so painful and so scary and so hard, where I said, never again. I will never put myself in a financial situation where I have to go through a crisis like this ever again. And I never have since. And I hold it as a reminder, and the reason I keep showing you the picture of me in that goddamn Cadillac is to remind myself as well. So you either don't have enough pain in your life, or another alternative, because there are only 2 ways to drive. Either I'm so scared of being broke that making calls and doing things that it takes, the discomfort I have to put up with is no big deal compared to what the real price would be. or you simply don't have goals and desires and architecting your ideal lifestyle that is so compelling, that is so exciting, that is so beautiful, that is so amazing, then not getting it is not an option. So my suggestion would be, you can quit. This business is not for everybody. 80+% of real estate agents don't survive because they think it's easy. They think they're going to make a boatload of money and it's not going to require any discomfort. But here's the thing. If you try to avoid discomfort, regardless of whether you're in real estate or you sit in some goddamn cubicle slaving Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, there's going to be discomfort. There will always be discomfort. I don't know whoever promised some of you guys that this is supposed to be easy and fun. It can be, and at times it's fantastic. But there are times it's a fucking grind. But here is the comparison. Compare these two. You work in an office, and you have some manager, some idiot boss. Most of those people, not that cool and not that much fun to work with. At least that was my experience in the corporate world. Maybe yours was different, but I kind of doubt it. You're working on projects with most of them you're not that passionate about. You're not that excited about. You're making somebody else rich. You're making somebody else wealthy. You let somebody else make decisions. What you're going to work on, when you're going to work on it, how you're going to work on it, when is it going to get done, how much money you're going to get paid. And you're sacrificing 5 days of this for 2 days of freedom. Now you tell me what's more uncomfortable. Knowing that I'm going to be here sitting on my ass, hopefully getting a little promotion and a little extra money 5 years from now. We're talking to a first sale by owner. Where I come in as a high status agent, I know what I'm doing, I can help these people, I know how to help them. And maybe they're a little abrasive at the beginning, maybe there's a little resistance at the beginning, but I have tools and resources and skills and experience to know how to deal with all that. There is always discomfort. And then there is another bullshit that we've been told. Be passionate. Follow your passion. I would shoot that person who came up with that nonsense. How can you possibly be passionate about something where you're struggling? You're not making enough money. You don't know first thing about it. You've been at it for a year or two. You don't know enough to be passionate about it. Fuck passion. Be diligent. And then maybe later, as you get good at it and you start making money, you can become passionate about it. But it's backwards. You're not going to get that at the beginning. So to expect you're going to fall in love with real estate right away is bullshit. And I don't know who blew that smoke up your ass, but it's nonsense. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. You're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops. You're going to be very incompetent at first, and it's going to take some time to build it all up. That's the bad news. The good news is everybody was once at that point where you are today. Struggling, confused, asking questions, overwhelmed. And then little by little, with help from guys like me and other rock stars who are here to help and inspire you, you're going to climb up. You're going to build a simple business plan, put some tools in place, practice a little, master communication, get to know the market, do some presentations, some open houses, some lead generation follow-up, and then stumbling and wobbling, you're going to get there and build up, build up, build up, until one point you say, well, shit, I'm making good money, I have an assistant, I have a buyer's agent, I'm driving a nice car. Now I can be passionate about it. But not at the beginning. What you need to be passionate about at the beginning is the potential, the possibility, the payoff, the freedom. Where when you work for Mr. Boss, you cannot walk into their office and say, hey, boss, here we are, beginning of the year. I would like to get a $100,000 raise. They will call security on you. You're going straight jacket, straight out. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You're lucky to get, what, 5%, 10%? Maybe. That's how the corporate world works. Where here in real estate, you say, well, fuck it, let's make a business plan. Let's figure it out. Can I make 100,000 more? Hell yes, you can. Is it going to be hard? Well, yes. But the payoff, think about it. And then you double it, and then you double it, and then you double it, and then you double it. I mean, the freedom that you can have to have life on your term. Small example. Yesterday, I took a day off. It was Thursday. Fuck it. I took a day off. I told Hannah, let's go for a nice massage. Went for a nice massage. It was awesome. Let's go to a nice place we've never been to, heard great things about it. Let's have lunch. It was awesome. Done. That's the freedom I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We wanted to go to Tony Robbins. Let's book a flight. Let's go. Now I have the cash, thank God, and I'm very grateful. Now I'm telling you all this to impress you. I still work my ass off. But the trade-off now I have is, if I want to do something, it is about, do I want the experience, not how much is the massage going to cost me. You can reach that same level, but you have to work there, climb there, get there, and see it constantly and believe, I got it, I'm worth it. If others figured it out, I can figure it out. If others got there, I can get there too. There's plenty of opportunity, plenty of clients, plenty of money. Mindset again. And with the right mindset and discipline and diligence, you're going to get there. Fuck this passion about, oh, forget about all that nonsense. That's the new age woo-woo stuff. Don't worry about that. Just do your job, do the best you can every day diligently. And then burn the fucking boats, like Cortez did. Remember the Cortez story? Don't entertain plan B, because the moment you start entertaining the possibility of quitting, the moment you start flirting with the idea of doing something else, you're already mentally quitting real estate. Now, some of you will quit. Fine, it's not for everybody. And you may reach that point where you say, you know what, no amount of money will make me stay. I want something else, and that's fantastic. You want to pursue something else that you're really feeling like that's the road you want to take, that's fine. But I don't want you to leave defeated. I had a student. I recorded an interview with him. He was ready to quit. We worked together, I brought him on board. Within a few months, he crushed it. 1 month he took, and I'm making the numbers up. Forgive me, I don't remember. You can look up the interview with him on YouTube. 1 month took, I believe, 11 expired listings. Just crushed it. He's in Texas, made a lot of money. And then one day he said, you know what? I've experienced the failure of this business. I experienced extreme success and made a lot of money in this business, and I don't feel it. I'm done. I'm not into it. My heart is not into it. I don't want to do this anymore. I reached the same point. After about 7 or 8 years in real estate, I was at the point where I wanted to teach you guys, I wanted to write, I wanted to do videos and do other stuff. That's fine. But here's the thing. I didn't quit, or he didn't quit, because he was forced to, because it was a failure. You quit on your terms, if you choose to. Not because you're pushed and forced, but because you made a decision. So to quit because you're not making enough money, because it's too hard, because it's a struggle, can be turned around. It's doable, it's possible. Not easy, but not complicated either. What do you have to do? Generate leads, number one. Put 3, 4 systems in place. Follow up with those leads. Set up a CRM. Go to LionDisc, sign up, good system, go. Number 3, know the market, present well, do a good job listing properties. That's all you got to do. Appointments, listings, appointments, leads. That's it. That's the whole secret. Not that complicated. Not easy, but not that complicated. But with the wrong mindset, if you believe it's hard and there are not enough clients and everybody's an asshole and it's too competitive and I can't make it, I don't deserve the money, you're screwed. You're screwed. You will figure out a way out. With those beliefs, it's done. It's over, Johnny. Shift your mindset. That's why we spend the first chapter, first month of Path working nothing but mindset. Because if you have that wobbly foundation, if you're building on the sand of all these beliefs and monkey brain telling you all kinds of shit, pulling you in this direction, that direction, you're in for a very hard time. And at the end, you're just going to say, no, not doing it. All right, guys. That's my little rant for you today, my little inspiration for you. I wanted to share this with you because I understand where many of you come from. Now, if you want my help, you want to do the path with us, come jump in. It's a great bunch. I can help you. It's $197 a month. That's nothing compared to where you can be just a few months from now. It's up to you. The help is out there. The resources are out there. The information is out there. All you have to do is switch that mindset that says, I got this. And I can do 50 deals a year, I can do 100 deals a year, I can make $1 million. Do you have a $1 million mentality? Because if you do, then all you're going to keep asking is, how do I get there? What's my next step? What's my next step? What's my next step? And some will be detours, and some will be dead ends, and some will be walls and obstacles that you either climb over, knock through it, crawl under, walk around, take a turn. But at the end, with this zigzagging, you're going to get there. That's how everybody else got there. There was no magic leap. It was just a sequence of small steps exercised daily, which is really what discipline is all about. This morning, it's one of those, here in DC, chilly days, ugly day. Cold, wet, it was like 26 degrees out there. On my calendar, there was yoga, 6 o'clock class. In my mind, there was a warm, comfortable bed with my beautiful bride. Dilemma, right? You see that? Got up at 5:30. I'm looking outside. I'm like, fuck me. It is just not, I'm freezing out there. I had so many good reasons and excuses to stay in that beautiful warm bed next to that beautiful wife. But you know what? I got up and I went. I set myself up because I knew the night before it's never going to be easy. Me going to yoga is never going to be easy. There'll never be a day where I'm going to leap out of the bed and go, yes, yoga, can't wait. That will never happen. That will never happen. I would rather write, I would rather work, I would rather do a live with you and record videos and do all that stuff before I'm going to be sweating in the room for an hour doing all that silly stuff. But I also know if I don't do that silly stuff, it's going to have a consequence. So I set myself up for success, little steps, just like you in real estate, same thing. I had my clothes set up the night before, set myself up, so I know all I have to do next step is just put my clothes on. I put the clothes on, brush my teeth, washed up. Next step, get in the car. Next step, grab my stuff and go. And by the time I really woke up and became present, it was halfway through the class. Yeah, 7 o'clock, I was done. Little steps executed daily. Small disciplines, small things. It feels too big and overwhelming, break it down just like I did. Just put my clothes on. Just go brush my teeth, wash up. Just grab my mat and my towel. Just get in the car, just drive. Just these little baby steps that you can plan and you can set up throughout your day that will start adding up. That's what it takes. Don't do big things. Don't get overwhelmed. Little things. And you will get there. No reason to quit. Quit on your terms if you want to. Or win on your terms if you want to. All right, my friends. That's the little inspiration. So let's see. What do you say? I want to share some of your comments. Let me just move this a little. Hold on, I'm going to set this up so you guys can sound off what you think about this whole thing. Here you go. Getting there is most of the battle. Absolutely, Victoria. Sometimes just picking up the phone or visiting or knocking on that door of the expired or the FSBO is all it takes. Thank you so much for the words of wisdom. Dominic, you're very welcome. Yes, like an echo effect. Exactly. Are you doing any of the boot camps or have been substituted by the path? Maria wants to know. It's all substituted. Oh, thank you for all the likes. Appreciate it very much. Path, which if you're curious, this is the path. If you go to GoBorino.com, is the Bootcamp 2.0. It's bigger than the old Bootcamp, the original Bootcamp. It has more stuff in it. If you want to check it out, go visit it. Hop on it. There's more info there. Great applicable message, says Felicia. Renee, hell yes you can. You absolutely can. You're doing any more boot camps? We answered. Hello, Borino. There is some delay reverb on your audio. It sounds like you are in an empty chamber, and I think I know the problem. Yeah, here is the problem. I turned it off. Sorry for the bad audio. This should be better now. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. All right, Greg has a good comment. Let me show you Greg's comment. Good word, Borino. I think most people fail in real estate is because they don't let their goals drive them and keep them focused. Something that helps me tremendously is having a vision board. Look at it every day. And if what you're doing is not focused on achieving what you have on the board, then stop doing it and get focused. That's a brilliant idea, Greg. It's one of those tools I recommend, and it's fairly simple. Just to put a few pictures in front of you that will remind you, this is when I'm in it. It is because of my family, it is because of my spouse, it is because of my future. This is why it all matters to me. That's why I'm in it for. Like for me, yeah, I like the Benz and the nice watch and all that, but you know why I really do this is for my kids. My wife and my kids are 3 biggest drivers in my life. And I constantly remind myself when I feel like fucking around, like, you know my new thing? I rebuilt our studio. There's part of it where I'm here right now. This is like the video studio. We have the lights and the cameras and all that. And then I have a second part of the office where I'm turning it into an audio studio. I want to do a new Mind Matrix version for you, record some stuff. And I got a new MIDI keyboard and I hooked it up to our audio and I'm starting playing music again. You know, I have the guitar and stuff. And it's awesome. But here's the problem. I can invest hours just fucking around playing, having a good time. It's easy to get distracted. I have to stay on task. My family and my spouse remind me, this is what I need to do. Yes, there is a time in my day where I can have a glass of wine and just play the music, but it cannot replace the stuff that still needs to be done. Put reminders. What reminds you to stay on track? What is your why? Mine are my kids, and my spouse. And yes, occasionally a nice thing for myself. Like I would like to get a new motorcycle this year. That's my little toy. But it's one of those, yeah, it would be nice to have, but I can live without. I have a nice bike. But there are certain things that are not negotiable on our goals, on the lifestyle that I'm architecting for them every day. So for me, it's easy to get up at 5:30 in the morning when I'm not doing yoga and sit down and work. What is it for you? Put a few pictures up there, remind yourself constantly. So next time you feel like not prospecting, not doing your work, walking around, being distracted on Facebook or YouTube or any of that, unless you're watching my videos, remind yourself, let's go back. And if it still feels big, just break it up. Simple steps, simple, easy steps you can manage. Because at the end, there are only 3 things you gotta do. Only 3 things that make you money. You think, you talk, and you type. That's it, that's the whole answer. You think, you talk, you type. You don't need to have any special skills, repair cars, build houses, do surgical stuff on people. You think, you talk, you type. That's it. Don't let your monkey brain, you know, that chatty brain, tell you how hard it is, how difficult it is, how you can do it, how it cannot be done. Bullshit. It's not that complicated. You think, you talk, you type. Learn how to talk. I can teach you. Confident communication, that's actually the next chapter of Path. Learn how to present well. Learn how to think, that means you know the market, you understand the prices, the values, you know the business. And then you type, you send some emails, oh thank you. You send some emails, you send some texts. That's it. Everything in this business is learnable. It's a skill. It's a skill. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. We break it down. That's why I broke down the path into these chapters, because it's a set of skills I'm going to teach you. Mindset, communication, time management, lead generation, follow-up, presentation. There's your business. This doofus from Czechoslovakia figured it out, learned it. Trust me, you can too. You're 10 times smarter than me. You're 10 times better than me in many ways. What I'm good at is I take something complicated and I can make it simple, number 1. And number 2, I figured out a way how to teach you that stuff. Those are my strengths. But even those you can learn. The reason I got good at it because I've been at it for 15, 20 years. You see what I'm saying? That's the secret. You can too. And don't let anyone around you, and especially not that monkey in your head, tell you otherwise. All right, guys. Outstanding message. Well, thank you. Great stuff, Borino, says Chris. Really enjoyed it. Fantastic. All right, guys. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. That's what was on my mind today, and I appreciate you being here for a little impromptu live. Yes, we do this every Tuesday, but we're going to have some guests coming up on these Tuesday sessions, and sometimes I just like to talk to you, and I got inspired today by the post about quitting, so I hope this helps you guys. All right? With that, break down things into simple things you can achieve today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This will make you a very productive weekend. You can turn things around very quickly. The beautiful thing about real estate is it makes no difference what happened last week, yesterday, last month, last year. None of that matters. Your past does not equal your future. And if today has been shitty so far, use this as a reset. Take a 5-minute break, shake it off, have a drink, do something, sing a song, dance around, do something physical. That's what helps me. And let's get back at it. Because what can happen in an hour, in 2 hours, can completely change today, your business, and consequently your life. Because it's these small little events that you line up that can have a huge impact. All right? Good time to talk to for sale by owners, expired listings, do an open house, run a few Facebook ads if you want to. There's all kinds of opportunities all around people who need your help. You can help them because you, my friend, are a real estate rock star. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate it very much. I'll talk to you all next week on a live Tuesday. If you're curious about the path, go visit us at goborino.com. Go check it out. For those of you who already joined, and it's a pretty nice crowd and a very, very motivated crowd. I love we have our own private little group, the Path Students group. You should see some of the vision boards and some of the goals that people post. I mean, 50 deals, 80 deals, $200,000 and all that. Super exciting. And I'm very honored and I'm passionate and I'm excited to be part of that journey with you guys. So if you're curious about it, come hop on it. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the beautiful words and comments. Glad this was inspirational and helped you a little. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know. Reach out. Coach BORINO signing off, wishing you all fantastic weekend, rock stars. Go get them. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.